Hi guys, today we're going to be giving our Roomba a little bit of personality. We thought it'd be funny if when the Roomba's traveling around and it runs into something, it says something funny like darn it or oh no. So for this project we're going to be using the Raspberry Pi Zero W. I have a brand new one right here, and I have the one that I've been using for a couple of years, and this one I've already added a female header to the GPIO pins. I've also soldered some wires on there. One of the wires is soldered to a 3-volt output, and one of the wires is soldered to a GPIO pin. This will allow us to create an open circuit that we can close whenever we want to, ideally when the Roomba has a collision. And so it'll basically act like a simple switch or a button. We're also going to be using the PIMORONI speaker PHAT. Put a link for that in the description below. It comes with the board itself and a speaker that you'll have to mount, solder to these contacts, and it comes with this male header. So once you have your female header soldered to the Raspberry Pi and the male header soldered to the speaker PHAT, you'll be able to connect them pretty easily just by pushing them together like this. So this unit is what we're going to ultimately mount to the Roomba, and these wires are going to form a open circuit when the Roomba is not colliding with anything, and when it does, we're going to try to get them to make contact. I happen to have this set of 14 to 16 gauge spades lying around. This should allow us to have a little bit more surface area for when these are going to make contact. There are plenty of better ways to close this circuit, such as using a lead switch or a button. Project buttons that I have require a little more force, so I didn't think they'd work in this case. I'm also going to use a lightweight power bank to supply power to the Raspberry Pi while it's mounted on top of the Roomba. So the Roomba always moves forward in one direction. It's always going to try to go this direction, and if it has to make a turn, the whole body will rotate, and then it'll go again in the same forward direction. So it has this front bumper to detect collisions, and it covers about 180 degrees of the front of the Roomba. Pretty much any angle that it collides with an object, the whole bumper flexes inwards. So I'm going to try to mount the Raspberry Pi and the two contacts in a place where when the bumper flexes, they make contact, and that turns on our switch. That should trigger a noise. Now let's plug in our Raspberry Pi and let's write some code. So my Raspberry Pi is set up in headless mode, which means that when it's plugged in, it connects to our home Wi-Fi. So I'll be able to SSH in and write code from my laptop. You can find instructions online how to set up the Raspberry Pi in headless mode, connect it to your home Wi-Fi, and enable SSH. I'll add a link below with instructions for how to do that. Alright, let's get to coding. On our network, the Pi is located at this IP address, so the first thing I'm going to do is ping it and make sure it's alive. So now I'm going to SSH into the Raspberry Pi, enter my password, and navigate to the projects directory. I'm going to make a directory for today's project. The Raspberry Pi should already come with Python installed. I'm just going to see what version I'm working with. Then I'm going to install a library called GPIO0. I actually did this prior to recording, so it's just going to tell me that I already have it. The code itself is going to be pretty simple thanks to the GPIO0 library. So I'm just going to open up a single Python file and define a main function. By the way, I'm sorry that some of our text today is pretty blurry. Not sure what happened when I was screen recording, but there might have been a particular color that just didn't record very well. GPIO 0 has a bunch of classes that represent various I/O devices you might use with the Pi. Today we're implementing a button specifying the BCM pin number, telling you if we want a pull down button. Voltage will be held low by default and rise when we close our circuit. I toyed around with playing audio through the speaker before, and originally did so by launching an external media player in a sub-process. This time I came across Pygame's built-in audio mixer, and it's by far the cleanest and simplest solution for our purposes. Our program is just going to be an infinite loop where we check every 2 seconds if our button is being pressed, and if it is, we'll play a sound. For now, I'm just going to write out the structure of that and make sure it runs and doesn't crash yet. Make sure you stay tuned for the end of this video to see this stuff in action. My wife and I had a lot of fun watching the Roomba complain every time it hit something. Since the program stays alive, you might as well subscribe to this channel. And I'm going to go ahead and use Pygame's built-in mixer to play some sounds. Again, I apologize for the blurry text when it comes to strings. I'll have the source code linked in the description below so you can check it out for yourself, and I'll find a better screen recorder for my next video like this. I'm making it so that we just loop through a list of available audio clips that I have in the working directory. And that's all there is to it. Let's take it for a spin. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe. Share it with your friends. Leave questions and comments below. If you like content like this, let me know and I'll try to make more like it. I'll see you in the next video.